Okay, everyone, let's see how this goes. So I'm gonna demo the model of the tentacle that I designed. So yeah, let's start by just playing this animation. This system was built and designed with ragdoll dynamics. Everybody knows ragdoll, or not everybody, but everybody that knows me. I am into ragdoll since a couple of years ago, so I've been trying to develop like alternative workflows, and this is where I land. So I want to showcase the model of this tentacle. So for that, I'm gonna start by just doing something very simple. For this, I built this tool, and this is a prototype because I'm not really a rigger. I'm just kind of like following my instincts here. So I used GPT chat to develop this tool, and it was fantastic. It worked very well. So, and the idea is to just find somebody who can really make this work, like for production wise. Right now, my what I want to show you is the the system, or what I envision, or what I think could be beneficial for animating tentacles, tails, ropes, and such as. So let's start. So right now, if I play, this is my animation, my simulation. If I just bring this even closer, it's gonna collide with the environment of Ragdoll. So let's right here on the tip Ragdoll control, I can just turn off the pins to let the simulation to take over the animation. So let's just start by that. So also these controls are basic hybrid type of IKFK controls. It's a really simple spline IK system. It's nothing complicated, so it's not. But the idea behind this is that you can have the ability just to create a pose, or create a simple animation, and on top of that, you're gonna work with the ragdoll. So let's start by doing just a little bit of playing around this, so you can see the power of this tool. So let's cache the animation. Let's transfer the animation. Good. Let's record the markers. Cool. So now, if I turn off the markers, you can see that my animation has been successfully transferred to the geometry. If I turn on the joints here, you can turn off and on the joints. I just need to filter on. You can see the joints just behaving, following the, the animation. And from here, we can start getting creative. So, for example, let's continue playing with this. And how about if on top of this, I wanna just make sure this part of the tail falls at the same time. So I just need to go and animate the value that I set here. For example, I just can set this pin to 0, and it's gonna just fall with the system, or I can even animate in the middle of the take. Use, for example, let's set a key here, and frame 9, frame 10, turn it off. So now your animation is just down. Yeah, this is more like it. Maybe you like it like this. So how about if I want now to control the ragdoll? So I need to switch back to the pin on. So now I can just go and continue my animation on top of what I have here. So beam beam, I'm gonna set a key, and I'm just gonna start maybe animating this head going up, right? Or maybe, I don't know, let's start just throwing some keyframes here to give you an idea of what it's all about. So every time I flip back to a keyframe, I just go and play around how my animation is gonna look. Cool. So now let's make the tentacle to find its tail. So yeah, let's go. Let's go back. Let's go around. Let's go around and around. And what happened if I just make it just go and collapse here? Boom. There you go. And then boom. Nice. Okay, let's say I like this, and this is like a quick blocking that I built or on my animation. So yeah, that's pretty neat. So let's one more time cache my animation, transfer the keys. There you go. So now when I transfer the keys, all the animation is now in an override layer, and so this is kind of like a ragdoll state. But if I record the markers, I'm gonna merge everything. So pretty much I'm gonna bake all my animation. So and why do I want to bake my animation? Well, basically, the big question around is like, okay, how about if I don't know ragdoll? Can I just tweak and can I edit this animation somehow? Yeah, and that's where the rope tool to comes into play. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna just mute or delete this animation. I'm gonna delete this animation. I don't need it right now. You can save it later if you want it. All my animation is there, right? So, but I wanna bake all this animation into controls. So for that, I have a quick selection here of the first join. I have the quick selection of the next join, and I just need to apply the retargets to these curves. So all these curves now, if I turn off the simulation, all these are driving the animation. So you can edit this animation with all these controls. Something that I still need to figure it out is the stretching controls. I have a version where I connected, but I'm not 100% happy with that. But I wanted to demo this version as it is, so you can see the power and where it's heading. Again, this is a prototype. I'm not a scripter. I'm not a programmer. So it took me a long time to develop and come up with this idea. But anyhow, I want to share with everybody. So how about if like, okay, no, you're crazy, Andre. That's like, I don't know, like a 44 controls. Yeah, actually you have 44 controls here. Are you out of your mind? Can you give me less controls? Yeah. And this is where the idea that animator, the animator should be able to rebuild as many controls as he wants. You know, now you can just check around and say like, okay, that's more like it. Maybe this is better to control this animation, and you can just tweak and rebuild, check and try an error. And from here, these controls right now are still connected. So what you need to do is just press bake new controllers, and there you go. So now your animation is now with less controls. So now you can just go and tweak and refine. Okay, but how about if you want to just still using the ragdoll? Well, ragdoll is still running. It's just on the background. It's still just there. So you can just circle and iterate over and over and over until you're happy with something. So I'm gonna clean and bake and clean the scene. So now that I bake it and clean, I can just continue animating this I can continue animating this rope as I need to. So yeah, that's, for example, let's use the advantage of this big moment. There is some acceleration here. So I'm going to just literally gonna set the keyframe on the pin that I have there. And on the next frame, I'm going to turn everything off. I'm going to set these two off, and I'm going to force to turn everything off and see what happens. So now what happens is going to continue. Yeah. So now again, you like this part, and you are creating a layer of the version of the motion that you are working. So again, you go cache, transfer, record, and there you go. There is your animation. The second part is just to rebuild controls in case you want it. Once you're happy with everything, you can just hit export, and this is gonna bake all the animations that is needed, and you can export the FBX as you needed to send it to Unreal or maybe to save the animation. So that's all about. I hope this makes sense, and it was better than the other demo that I recorded. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Share this.